All summer long, you've had a chance to visit Visions of Lewis and Clark.
The exhibition's 30 kites, each read like stories, history lessons. To mark the end of the exhibition, there's a big party, and it's happening this Saturday.
Holly Cranker is the artist behind Coyote Kite. We're going to learn about it shortly. Also with us from the Midwest Winds Kite Flyers, Jeff Coons.
Nice
Good to see
to
both
see
of you
you
this morning.
both.
Thank you.
Holly, we want to start with you and talk about why you decided to get involved in the Visions of Lewis and Clark Expo.
Sure. Well, I had seen a lot of the kites around town throughout the summer at the library and the airport and the Kaneko. So I had seen those, and I just thought, what an interesting collaboration of bringing these artists in and having this idea to kind of tell a story and track a history that way in that format. And a friend of mine had told me that the Lewis and Clark Historical Trail had put a call out to artists to submit proposals, and so I thought, well, this is an opportunity to actually apply. And so I came up with the idea. Was seated in the idea of Clark's encounter of seeing the coyote along the Missouri River for the first time, and so through that expedition there was all these different sightings and reference points for where the kites originated, their sort of inspiration. And
Will you unveil it this weekend?
That's right.
Yeah, on Saturday. Then what will the future hold for Coyote Kite?
It'll be, yeah, exactly. It'll be part of this traveling exhibition, which is such a great honor. Terry Lee and Drake Smith have graciously put together this.
Drake Smith was the engineer, the fabricator of the kite?
Brilliant, yes.
How big is this thing?
It's about 7 feet in diameter. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And the kites we have here in the studio are enormous too. Jeff, maybe we can get you into the conversation to tell us about these pieces, and then we'll maybe get to what you'll be up to on Saturday. We're starting with this vibrant piece on the left. What is it?
It was created by Deb Lenzen, who is a nationally known kite maker, and each piece has got kind of stories behind it in the exhibition that's been here. This one she had done, she did do the fact that if you kind of notice, it has that same shape as the Lewis and Clark National Landmark or the National Trail signs that are out there.
Looking out over.
And so she said that's what she always thinks of when she had it.
Yeah.
And so the idea there is the first thing is kind of what they came from. The second piece that is in it is one that was actually done by a local kite maker that has won several national awards, Randy Fox. And this one has been done, it was called First Council, where in Council Bluffs and in this area, there was where Lewis and Clark started meeting with the local Indians. And they were doing that in order to kind of ensure themselves safe passage.
Yeah,
And
so
so interesting to do all of this through kites.
right, and they
lessons.
used kites during their passage through the Missouri River.
Well, the first kite you were talking about is about 9 feet tall. The other one's about, I don't know, 5.5. How big are some of the other kites that people are going to see this weekend?
Over the weekend, we'll have your normal-sized kites, and we'll also have what are called bigger show kites, and these can go anywhere. The picture that's on the stage now, that is 26 feet in diameter.
Listen, you know, I've never been able to get a kite to get off the ground. How do you get something like that off the ground?
It's actually pretty easy. So in
Of
today's
course it is.
day and age, it's actually pretty easy.
How often do you fly as a member of Midwest Winds Kite Flyers?
We do some local shows during the spring and fall, and then actually a couple of the other members and I travel around to different regional shows.
Now that's not
anywhere.
Omaha, Jeff, what we're looking at now.
No, that's
You can't pull the wool over our eyes.
no, that's up in Michigan. Actually, that's
beautiful.
Grand Haven, Michigan,
Wow.
and to fly there.
So what are we doing on Saturday in addition to seeing some of the kites part of this exhibition? What else is going on?
We're going to also have, they're going to have bounce house for the kids. They'll also have a climbing wall. They're going to have a fishing competition while they're out there. I think it generally will be a real good time for kids and an opportunity for families to
You know what
get out
this
and do
reminds
something
me
free.
of? It's putting the vegetables in the smoothie along with fruit, and so the kids don't know they're getting vegetables. When you're doing all of this fun stuff and disguising education, they're learning all of these lessons, and they might not quite understand it, but they're still getting the message, you know?
Exactly.
And it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah,
so.
it's great.
Right.
So here's some information about it. And Jeff mentioned this Cabela's Fishing Clinic. The first 50 kids who try fishing get a free rod and baseball cap. So that's something where you probably want to get there closer to 2 instead of 4 to give that a shot. And then information about what's happening Saturday from 2 until 5, 192nd and Dodge. All of this is free, and there's more information online at lewisandclarkkites.org. Thank you
Fun
both.
stuff, yeah. They're flying
Thank
kites,
you.
not making smoothies today.
You know listen, I get these off the wall analogies.
Right.
Hopefully you got where I
It
was
took a while to
going
get there, but she got there.